I'm blue, and I need you, and your love to come on and rescue me. Come on, baby, and rescue me.
It's finally Friday!
And the band is back together. Good morning.
Like that's our theme song this week. Oh my God.
It has been a week, y'all.
Yes.
I'm telling you, behind the scenes, where it's been survival of the fittest.
Barely.
But you know what?
Yeah.
At least we didn't get hit by a Bright Line train.
That is true
Put
story.
them in the burn book, Bright Line
I
trains.
will definitely put that
That's
on
going in there.
the next commercial.
Definitely.
Good morning, Sunnies, and welcome back to the brightest corner of the Sunnyverse, coming to you live from the ancient city on a fabulous Friday. The weekend is knocking on the door. The sun is showing off like it always does, and you, wonderful people, made the excellent choice to kick off your Friday right here with us. That's how you know it's going to be a good one. Actually,
Yes.
it's going to be a bright one. That would have been better.
I see
All
what
right,
you
Sonny's-
did there.
Yeah, you see what I did there. Sonny's the whole crew is in the studio. Of course, we've got Mel and Ixiim here today.
Yay.
But before we unpack all these news stories and talk about this and that and on the TLDR, whatever the hell the kids say these days, we're going to turn it over to the queen of the Sunny snack scene, Mel. We have no snacks this whole week.
No snacks, but okay,
Good.
so
I'm losing weight.
we're doing scripts off of the email David sent, so it's on my laptop. However, my laptop, David and Ixiim know, my laptop does whatever it wants.
Yes.
So if I get into a glitchy moment, just, here we
Mel's
go.
glitching
One
today.
thing that David and Ixiim know that Mel does technology so well. Yes.
There's always one in the group, right?
Wait, does that go in the book? Does she love technology? Does that go in the book?
I have to. What am I supposed to put in here? You just said
Computers, technology. We don't know.
Yeah, what was
something.
it?
It was something. You're
I
like,
don't know.
put it in the book, and I was like, I will on the. If you remember in
Bright
comments.
Line trains.
Bright
Oh,
line, that's right.
But
Yes,
the
yes, yes.
sundial is glowing today, and it's National Peach Ice Cream Day. Ew.
Ooh,
And it's
interesting.
World Emoji Day. Yay. Which
Oh.
is basically like my second language. And it's stacked with fun from the top to the bottom, plus our local music report that's stacked too. And we've got two 80s legends in town on the same night.
Two of them, and Sonny's in details by Dean today. We've got a pilot who filed a flight plan to California and somehow landed in Ireland.
Stupid.
What?
Oh my goodness.
Well, he made it real far. But speaking of real far, today my Inspo with Ixiim segment is going to be really close to my heart, and it's about something that I love, which is space
Okay.
and the moon.
I'm a
because
yes. It's Ariana
You're
Grande.
ruining her moment.
Ruining it. 50 years ago this week, Sunnies, we were landing on the moon, and we announced it yesterday on Details by Dean. Thanks, Dean. That yesterday we launched into space. In a few days, we would land on the moon, and today was the day we did our first live color broadcast from space.
Cool.
That's wild, right?
That is awesome. Yeah.
And that's not all. We've got a snack tack. It's Friday, guys. We've got a snack pack full of what is wrong with me? Full of anthems and a sunshine shenanigan. Oh my God, Davey, go to your line.
All right, we got Sunshine Shenanigans. You'll be shaking your head, and later we've got a movie takedown loaded and ready today.
Miss Mel.
Somebody's beloved classic is not safe today because Mad Mel's meltdown is going to happen later on. But this show is fierce.
It's fresh.
It's Sunny TV. And now a quick word from our title sponsors, the Bailey Group and Steve Chapman's All-American Air. Be ready for anything with the Bailey Group, an NFP company. Life is full of unexpected moments. Whether it's securing your family's future, protecting your business, or planning for individual wealth, the Bailey Group is here to guide you every single step of the way. Since 1954, the Bailey Group has been a trusted cornerstone of the St. Augustine community. Under the leadership of President Mark Bailey, they've grown from a local agency into a nationally recognized firm, offering tailored solutions for individuals, families, and businesses, with a focus on individual health and life insurance, Medicare solutions, group insurance, and property and casualty commercial coverage. The Bailey Group combines cutting-edge technology, strategic partnerships, and personalized service to deliver the peace of mind you deserve. Give them a call today, 904-461-1800.
Hi, I'm Steve Chapman, owner of All American Air Conditioning and Heating. For over 40 years, we've been serving St. Augustine and the surrounding areas. We're the largest HVAC dealer in St. Johns County, providing high-quality service and products. With courteous technicians responding to your HVAC needs, our expertise will give you confidence in your investment. Family-owned All-American Air Conditioning, voted best of St. Augustine for more than 20 years running.
Keeping us in line
You
now.
got All American Air coming to your house today.
Yes, and you know what? I'm hoping that Steve Chapman's going to be hopped up in that vehicle and get out and come
Wait,
to my door and be
hopped
like,
up?
He is not coming in that vehicle.
can you imagine if he comes to the door, he's like, well, hi, Mel.
He's busy.
I'm here to fix your AC. Can you imagine?
You better serve him some sweet tea and be ready.
Listen, I don't got sweet tea. I'll give him some of Jim's tequila. I'm sure he would love that.
Oh, yeah.
Hey guys, we have breaking news.
Wait, let me do Breaking news.
Breaking news.
Sunny style.
A first for Florida's children. Sonnies, we've got some breaking news right here in Northeast Florida, and it's the kind that matters. History was just made. The Foundation of Community Hospice and Palliative Care has officially opened the Dorian Family Pediatric Center, the first pediatric hospice and palliative center of its kind in the entire state of Florida.
Wow.
The first in the whole state, David?
Yes.
Right here at home?
Right here,
Wow.
Mel. And it will become the future home of community peds care, a place where children facing serious illnesses and the families who love them can find real support, connect with the people who understand, and make the kind of memories that matter the most. It's named in honor of Dottie Dorian, the Dorian family, and more than 300 neighbors turned out to celebrate the opening.
You know what strikes me is how really special this is, what they offer. Because when a family's going through something like that, a medical challenge with their child,
True.
like some of the hardest things besides the medical care is just having a place to go for support, for, you know, because that's just a really hard situation. My cousin is a NICU nurse, or was a NICU nurse, and that's just a really difficult environment to be in. So if places providing resources to the family, that's just so special.
Well, here's the part that hits close to home for us. Two people that we admire super deeply. I mean, our title sponsors, of course, Mark Bailey and Alicia Bailey, are a part of making this happen. They donated something called the Tree of Wonder to the center.
And a tree of wonder. I love that. Tell me about it, Ixiim.
So picture it, Mal. A child walks into a place tied to some of the hardest days a family can face. And the first thing they meet is wonder. We talk about wonder often, right? Something beautiful, a quiet reminder that magic and joy still belongs to them too. That's a thoughtful, tender kind of giving, the kind that thinks about how a child's heart feels when they walk through that door.
And Sonnies, if the Bailey name feels familiar in a story like this, here's the reason. Just recently, we sat down with Evelyn from Epic Behavioral Healthcare about the West Augustine Wellness Center that we were talking about. And Mark and Alicia actually helped make that a reality too. This isn't just a one-time, one-and-done thing for them. It's an absolute legacy pattern in our town. Quiet, steadily, and they keep showing up for what this community needs. Big shout out to the Bailey Group today.
Let me tell you, Mark and Alicia, they never think about themselves, guys. They always think about the community.
Absolutely.
And I'm gonna go a little off script here. When Brian entered into hospice, he went into the
Bailey Center.
The Bailey Center, and I'll tell you, the staff there was amazing.
Incredible.
It was one of
I
the most
could have never made it out of that storm if I didn't have that incredible hospice center that really had the kid gloves on. You know, we had to push the button. We had to push the morphine.
I made you do it.
Well, I was pushing the morphine drip, and I was like, I'm killing my boyfriend. And they actually taught me, no, you're giving him a freedom that he can't give himself. This is why these centers are
These
so important.
centers are so important. And, you know, Mark and Alicia do so much great work in our community, and they're proof that, you know, you don't have to change the whole world at once. We talk about this all the time. Sometimes it's just the small gestures that become bigger gestures, and it's the way they keep showing up for the community. It's having a larger impact. Think about this. They keep showing up for our community. It's making a difference not just for our area, but it's the first of its kind in the state. So we're going to be helping people all across the state. They're doing some, you know, what would be some, just one thing that's impacting St. Augustine that's going to have a broader reach. And I just think it's so special.
I think it's really, really important. So if you'd like to learn more or support the mission, you can visit campaign at thefoundationcares.org. A first for Florida's children, built by a community that cares, and a couple of neighbors who kept proving that what generosity looks like. That's good news worth sharing, you guys. This is an incredible celebration. Big shout out to the Bailey Group today. That's amazing. All right, we're going to also move in. Why are we wearing purple today?
So we are wearing purple today. I don't know if you guys can see, because you can't really see. We all have on our different purples today.
Sunny shirts.
Yeah.
So
sunny purple.
Today we lost one of our Sunny fans over in the UK last month. And her mother my mom reached out, and her mother actually responded to my mom. And today is her memorial,
celebration
of life. So we're wearing purple to honor her across the pond. We can't be there, but we're honoring her. So if you have purple today, wear it for Rachel.
Yeah.
That's why we're going to slow down a little bit on this segment because we do want to honor Rachel. Those that you know, the OG Sunnies out there, that since day one, Rachel has been with us.
Yeah.
Our beloved Rachel Tinian has passed away, and there is a Rachel-sized space in our hearts that words can't quite fill. What a life, what a light. Born in May of 1988, and in her far too few years, she gave more warmth, more laughter, and more of herself than most people manage in the twice of the time. Excuse me.
Yeah, you know, and I just her sense of humor is something that's always going to stay with me. My
legendary.
gosh,
Oh my gosh,
legendary. She had such quick wit.
Yeah.
and
Do you
her-
remember how much she loved when we did British accents?
Oh, she loved.
Or if we sing flat and off
She
key.
read you for filth on those ones.
Absolutely.
It was even more than just the comments. It was the BTS. It was the behind the scenes that Rachel was really a part of us too. Just because
Yeah.
there was so many like read this Reddit report, make sure you show this to Addie, and like it's that energy that just really kind of makes you feel like you're on a project on a mission of contrition here.
Yeah,
And she was,
you know, she's proof that community is where it's
Where you
more
make
than just
it.
a place.
Absolutely.
It's like community is a bond, it's a connection. Because we actually never got to meet Rachel in person. Yes,
No.
we'd FaceTime her. Yes, we'd hear messages from her.
Yeah.
Yes, we'd talk with her. But we never got to meet her face to face. But she was definitely part of our community. She was one of our original Sunnies. She was part of our Sunny family.
Yeah.
And her loss really hit everyone hard.
Yeah.
Everyone hard, especially here in this room, but also all the Sunnies who were out there. You know, we all felt this sense of grief. And they say there's that saying that grief is just love with nowhere to go.
Yeah.
So, like today, if you can, remember Rachel, remember her impact on you as a person. Maybe you didn't know her personally either, but she had an impact on you in more ways than you realize because she had an impact on our show.
Yeah,
A lot of
major.
our stories came from Rachel.
Yeah.
A lot of our
You know what?
silly little things came from her.
True.
I just have to say, okay, so Sunny TV is more than just we come through a computer screen, and if yours works better than mine, congratulations. What your brain put together and the team you put together, not just the team of all of us and Addie, it's the team and the community you've built for people all over the world to feel like they belong, they're seen, they're heard. The way you set it up to where we interact with our people, like you guys, Sunny TV is so much more than that. And I think when we all found out about Rachel, the support that all of our Sunnies have given her family and her
Yeah,
mom,
definitely.
you know, during this time, it's not easy. So Sunny TV is so much more than what it looks like on a screen.
It's bigger than all of
Yeah.
us, all of us
And you
together.
did this.
Well, we all
Yeah.
did it together, and that's the beauty part of it. Is the universe and God really kind of made this accessible for people that really want to find joy. And this really does show that it is a worldwide, global movement. And I
Yeah.
think that we're pioneering something. And
Is she
we
is her
will.
picture number 2?
We will never forget. She is picture number 2, I believe. Yeah, where is there? She
There we
is.
go.
There's our beautiful Rachel. So yeah, let's have a moment today. Clutch our pearls and remember Rachel because she really was a part of the groundbreaking of Sunny TV, and we will miss her every single day.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
we're honoring her in every single way right here on Sunny TV.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, Mel, let's step all
All right.
change into the weather.
Here we go. The weather. Wait. Ba-ba-da-ba. Weather button. I'm trying to do my laptop and the weather buttons.
You're doing
okay?
great,
Woo!
sweetie.
All right. So today is going to be a high of 97, but it's going to feel like 175.
That's
Wow.
true.
So
There's going to
bad.
be thunderstorms. It says like 10% chance around between 2, 3, and 4, but I'm hoping that drops. Well, if you
Yeah.
look at it, it says 2 p.m.,
I
3
know.
p.m., 4
You're
p.m.
right. You're not
Yeah.
lying.
Like that means it's going to go on for those many hours.
It's just been so gross.
Swampy. It's
It
been
is
so
just
swampy. It's
nasty
just
Now I
outside.
know how crab legs and rotisserie chicken feel. I don't like it. You keep it.
I know.
But-
I looked at Gucci yesterday and I was like, child, we do not need to go berserko this afternoon.
Okay, so
we
yes-
need to have a lazy afternoon.
And then yesterday I got done at the gym at like 5:30, which is very strange, but I got done early. I'm driving home and I'm like, it was worse at 5:30 than it
Yeah.
was, but we're going to
Yeah.
have some wind gusts. They're going to be coming in at about 10 miles per hour. I don't know if that will save us, but we can think so.
10 miles an hour so everybody
Yes.
can see
Yes.
you.
So now let's get into some details by Dean.
Yeah.
DetailsByDean.com.
All right, Sunnies, grab a bowl and a spoon because it's National Peach Ice Cream Day.
Yeah, this is pure Southern summer, Sunnies. Peach ice cream goes back to the early American farm kitchens where families churned whatever fruit was in season into homemade treats by hand. Georgia may get the peach state glory, but plenty of the best peaches grow right here in the South.
Yes, and here's a sweet little fact. Peaches were once called the fruit of calmness
Oh.
in Chinese tradition. They are a symbol of longevity and good fortune. So that scoop isn't just delicious, Sunnies. It's a little bowl of blessings. You know, when I was a kid, peach ice cream and strawberry ice cream are my 2 favorites. But I haven't had it for like, I don't know, 20 years. It's
Uh-huh.
weird.
Yeah, because if you eat it, you'll die.
Well, no, well, the
You'll
dairy,
get
yeah, but the
sicky.
peach, like, they have usually like chunks of peach in there. Good
Right,
stuff.
right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
I love it. We gosh, we were at the Taste of St. Augustine, and they had Maddie's ice cream had like a peach flavored. It was so delicious.
good.
Sunny's in comments.
I thought it was refreshing.
Put what kind of ice cream is your favorite?
What's your favorite ice cream?
But it's also world emoji, and do you guys know I speak fluent emoji, and I
Yes.
am my own emoji.
Yeah.
Yes, you do. And the fun fact is emojis were born in Japan in the late 1990s.
Hieroglyphics.
Yeah.
The word emoji doesn't even come from emotion
Yeah.
like everyone thinks. It's Japanese for picture character.
Yes.
Billions get sent every single day, and it's basically how I mood my vibe.
Yes, love all the emojis. Have they had any like new ones recently? You know, like every couple of months there's an update.
Yes, what is the new one? There is a new one, and
I don't know.
it's in the face palm category.
Yeah,
it's like
I
one
love
of those
that.
new
I just love
characters.
I like,
You know which one?
I use the one melting all the time. I
Yeah.
use the face melting. That's probably
You
my
know
most used.
what? And put your favorite emojis, guys. My favorite emoji is the one that's like the space, but it has like the line and the line like.
Myrrh.
Oh.
It's the myrrh face.
Sounds
Yes,
like
that's
you're
my
very
favorite one.
very disappointed
But
all the time.
it's also Yellow Pig Day.
What?
Yellow what?
Yellow pig. Oink oink.
Really? This might be the nerdiest holiday of the year, Sonnies. It was created by mathematicians
Oh,
to
ew.
celebrate
Put it
the
in the
number
book.
17. Today's date,
Word
complete
problem.
with a mascot, the yellow pig. Math clubs actually throw parties for it.
I'm
Look at Ixiim's
confused.
face.
Yeah, hello, yeah.
Because
Ixiim,
I'm
Ixiim, you
not-
are an emoji right now.
I'm trying to connect the dots because I'm not understanding how a 17 and a yellow pig go together. But okay, math nerds, this
We
one's
might
for
have
you.
to do a little bit more
We're gonna
research.
do some digging in it. I
Yeah.
don't
Anyway,
understand,
let's
but
do
okay.
some birthdays.
All right, birthdays.
Here we go. Born in 1917, the queen of the wild laugh, Phyllis Diller.
She was a trailblazer. Remember Phyllis Diller? She
Yep.
didn't even start stand-up comedy until she was 37. A housewife, a mother of 5, who dedicated the chase and the dream super late. She kicked the door wide open for women in comedy.
And I love that she like totally leaned into her laugh and her quirkiness.
Yep.
She didn't hide it.
Yeah.
She just like went for it. I think she was like one of the first to really like break the mold of being like this, you know, little
She
perfect
didn't
little
care.
woman
Yeah.
character. So
She
I
didn't
just,
care.
no,
She
she
didn't care.
just, she was her.
And happy birthday to one of my favorite humans on earth, the Hoff himself, David Hasselhoff.
Yes, you know he's enormous in Germany.
Yes.
In Japan, where Mel was.
Oh.
And me too.
The Hoff is hoffing.
He is hopping everywhere, friends.
His music career over there rivaled his acting fame, and legend says his songs were practically the soundtrack of the fall of the Berlin Wall. Wow.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
The Hoff.
Hey,
The
the
Hoff.
Hoff. He had some staying power. Who knew?
I know.
From Knight Rider to the Huff.
Right.
Yes, and on this day in 2009, we lost a broadcasting legend, Walter Cronkite.
Yeah, he was considered the most trusted man in America, Sonnies. He anchored
That
the
voice.
CBS Evening News through the moon landing, through the Watergate, through the biggest moments of a generation. He set the gold standard for what a newsman should be.
Aww.
Yeah.
You guys ready to do some history?
Let's
Sure.
do it.
Ba-da-da. In 1955, the happiest place on earth opens its gates, Disneyland.
Guess what? Opening day was a complete
Shocker! The Bright Line train
Disaster.
probably collided.
Yeah.
complete disaster. They called it Black Sunday. Counterfeit tickets, huge crowds, a heat wave that melted the fresh asphalt so the heels sank right in. Walt Disney nearly panicked, but he fixed all of it and built the most beloved park in the world.
He's that
See,
pivot.
Sonny, he's like, it's proof that even the most magical places can start out real messy.
Right,
Like, real
yes.
messy.
Ooh.
Really
Yeah.
messy.
My mom grew up right around there, and we could see Disneyland from my aunt's backyard. So
Oh,
we
yeah.
would watch the fireworks every night. Like I remember growing up as a kid, and Disneyland was so special. But even they had chaos at the beginning. See?
Yeah, interesting, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
and in 1938, a pilot named Douglas Corrigan earned the greatest nickname in aviation history.
Yeah, he filed a flight plan from New York to California and landed in Ireland. He claims his compass malfunctioned.
He used MapQuest.
Nobody believed him, and he became a folk hero as Wrong Way Corrigan for the rest of his life.
I
You know what's so
cannot.
funny though? He's become legendary because he went the wrong way.
Yeah.
So if he had
Yeah.
just gone the right direction, if he'd gone on his flight path from New York to California, he would have never been remembered in history.
That is
True
the
story.
truth.
because
That
he went the
is
wrong way,
truth.
he's now famous.
That is true. And let's do weird news from history,
Okay.
shall we? Let's do my favorite segment called What Are People Robbing Stores With?
Oh my.
In 1993, A man in Virginia tried to rob a store wearing a watermelon on his head.
Wow.
Yeah, he hollowed.
That's a lot of work to create a mask.
I know.
He hollowed out one for a mask. One problem, he couldn't see. He tripped over a store display. A police scooped him up nearby. The watermelon went in as evidence.
Oh my God!
can't, you
Sonny,
guys.
Oh my
Sonny,
gosh.
If you're gonna make a bad decision, at least make it memorable, I guess.
Right?
Yeah, I know.
All right, let's get
Oh
into
my
the local
God,
music
yes.
reports. Drum it, hum it down, Sonny. It's time for the local music report to make you proud on this Friday, July 17th. You got to love these beautiful musicians because it is hot outside. Matt Still. Guy Harvey Resort at 12 o'clock. Brett Blackshear, Bin 39 Wine Bar at 1. Alexis Paranis, La Cocina at 1. We got Baby Gray at Backyard at Meehan's at Irish Pub at 1. John Q with the Milltop Tavern at 4:30. David Watt Betsley at the Tides Oyster Company at 5. We got Mark Hart, Trade Winds Lounge at 5. Russ DeFilippis at A1A Asian Kitchen at 5:30. The world famous, the one, the only Zaza Flamenca. And Gabriel tonight. This is that big moment for Casa
yeah.
Monica. Only 20 people can be able to see this incredible Bastille Day concert. 6 o'clock tonight. Oh, no, it's the Edith Piaf tonight. That is the Edith Piaf tribute tonight at 6 o'clock. Very, very cool. We also got Joshua Tennessee Worthy at Pierre's Pub at 6. We got Men at Work at the Amphitheater tonight. That's exciting. 6:30. I come from the land down under. Yeah. Matt Wilson at Cortez's Bistro at 7. We got My Wife Stinks at Dirty Nelly's at 7 o'clock. What a band name. My gosh.
know, it's so bizarre.
Dismissives at Shanghai Nobbies at 7. Zaza Flamenca is back at 8 o'clock at Casa Monica Resort. We've got Davis Luce, Ethan Phillips, and Justin Schools at Cafe 11. Don't miss that moment. That is all. They are going places. These are the he wrote the song Howdy. Yeah, very, very cool. And finishing off tonight at Prohibition Kitchen at 10 o'clock, we got Trey Pierce and the T-Stones. We got some great expectations for those local musicians.
People are looking for a company, I want people to have great expectations. We are a small family-owned brokerage. What that means is you get really personalized service and everything is very hands-on. You're not just getting tossed onto the MLS and crossing our fingers. We're very aggressive with our marketing. We're excellent with communication. We have a lot of amazing relationships in the community, so you're getting the advantages of all of those things.
What?
Oh, we are back. Hi.
Hi.
We were just taking a mental break. Speaking of mental break, this is our inspiration of the week. We love it when she's in studio. Inspo with Ixiim today. What are we talking about?
Well, we're talking about a super fun subject for me.
Okay.
I don't know if there's any big space nerds. By the way, Sonnies, I'm a little under the weather, so if I sound weird,
You
it's
sound
because
great.
I have this wild summer cold happening. I got my hanky, so I'm not sneezing on anybody. Thank you. Thank you very much. I took my Dayquil, so at least I can make it through the show. But I love space. I love space. I think it's fascinating. When I was a kid, I wanted to go to space camp. For any of you who are my age, Nickelodeon would have these game shows.
Yes.
And the prize was always to go to Kennedy Space Center to go to space camp.
Cool.
And I just thought it was the coolest thing. Like my brother and I were obsessed.
Do you remember the movie from the 80s called Space Camp?
Yes. Like we watched all those movies. So space has always been super fascinating to me. And then moving here to Florida, it's even more real because we get to see things like the rocket launches all the time, right? Then this weekend is a very important weekend in space history. It is the anniversary, the 57th anniversary of the moon landing.
Oh.
And you know, a lot of it had to do right here in Florida because it launched from Cape Canaveral, which is about 2 hours south of us. So for those Sunnies who aren't in the area, if you come into St. Augustine to visit us, it's about an hour and 50 minutes south is Port Canaveral, Cape Canaveral, and that's where they have the NASA Space Center, the Kennedy Space Center, and it's a fantastic place to go visit. They've got, you know, some of the largest shuttles are there.
Is it a museum or like what is it? Is
It's
it like
part-
Smithsonian? Like what does this look
It
like?
is actually one of the Smithsonian museums.
Oh.
So it is one of those. It's an interactive museum too. So you can actually go and see some of the lunar modules. You can see some of the shuttles. You can see the rockets that take these shuttles into space. They have the
Wow.
shuttle Atlantis there, which they say is massive.
Oh.
And the buildings that they use to build these shuttles, it's that building in particular is one of the largest buildings in the world, the tallest. So you can see it from miles away. Like if you go anywhere south near the coast, you can start seeing that building from there. But why this weekend is so important, and actually if you want to go to Kennedy Space Center this weekend, they're having the Moon Festival.
Oh, what's that?
So not the Lunar Festival. We've talked about Lunar Festivals a lot, but this is the Moon Festival to celebrate the moon landing.
Oh.
So this weekend, today, tomorrow, and Sunday. They have special events all weekend long in conjunction with the moon landing. They're calling it the Moon Festival. They'll have astronauts there to speak, and the astronaut Jose Hernandez, one of the first Latinos in space, he's there this weekend, so you can go hear him speak. And normally, Kennedy Space Center shuts down at 6 p.m. They're open from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. daily. This weekend, they're staying open till 9 o'clock at night. They're going to have fireworks. They had a drone show last weekend. They're doing these things to celebrate the significance of this particular weekend.
Oh.
So yesterday on Details by Dean, Mel mentioned that yesterday was the day that we launched into space in 1969. Now, I want to go back because there was a lot of reasons why this was so groundbreaking and so important. And we've often heard the term moonshot, right?
Yeah.
Like you've heard the term moonshot. Like
Yes.
to you, what does a moonshot mean?
A shot of moonshine.
Well, that too.
It's like far, far away.
Yeah, it's like something, it's like this, almost like an unreachable goal. Like, what's your moonshot? What's the big thing you want to go for? And the reason that term exists today was because of how all of this came to pass. So in 1961, we had a young president named President John F. Kennedy. And he stood before Congress and he said, and keep in mind, this is in 1961 when the U.S. and the Soviet Union were having their space race, right? Who was the first that was going to get to space? Now, the Soviet Union was a little bit ahead of us because they had Yuri Gagarin, who'd already gone into space, but no one had been able to land on the moon yet. That was like this far, far-reaching goal. And it was like so impossible that they equate it to, so think about, say you're a hiker and you've never even gone up a hill, but you told someone, I'm going to go climb Mount Everest. They look at you like, are you crazy?
Right.
And that's pretty much what people thought when President Kennedy said, we are going to get to the moon. This was in 1961. And he said, before the end of the decade, we are going to send someone to the moon and return them safely.
And they did.
And they did. But it was so unheard of because it's like at that point in time, we had the U.S. maybe 15 minutes in space total. 1961, we just had Alan Shepard go up into space. He went up and he came down.
Okay.
That was it.
Yeah, that's
there
all
was
you
nothing
needed.
else.
That's
like
enough.
we hadn't even gone around the Earth yet. Like
And he
we literally-
survived.
He survived.
Okay.
Yeah. So like it was like we hadn't done much in space. So for President Kennedy to say we're going to go to the moon within 10 years, within 9 years, and return someone safe, it was like, whoa, people were like, this is wild. You're crazy.
Right.
This is never going to happen. But then the next year, he was at Rice University in Texas, so shout out Texas. He got up there and he said again, I know people think this is wild, but we don't plan to go to the moon because it's easy. We plan to go because it's hard. We do these things because they're hard. And he intentionally set this really lofty goal for us to kind of galvanize us as a country. So in order to get to space, over 400,000 people, over 20,000 companies participated in getting us to the moon. And it's so interesting because, you know, we often think about the three big names. Neil
Buzz
Armstrong,
Aldrin.
Buzz Aldrin, Michael Collins. Those were the three astronauts who went to space. And yes, that was historic and monumental and super fascinating, very special. And those men deserve the honors that they received because they had the courage and the bravery to say, yes, send me to space, not knowing if they were going to come back. You think about that.
Yeah.
They said yes, even though they didn't know. But what I think is more fascinating is that you had 400,000 people and 20,000 companies across the nation who kind of got together and said, we can do this. We believe in this moonshot. We believe in this dream. We're going to help make this happen. And it was everything from like, you know, engineers and tradespeople and metal workers to seamstresses. They had the seamstresses who worked for Playtex, the bras.
Yeah.
Make the outfits.
They made the suits because they had to be very precise and very exact because these suits were going to be under extreme pressures, extreme temperatures,
Yeah.
hot and cold. And so they had to withstand because one break in those space suits,
You're dead.
when you're out in space,
You're
could
dead.
have proved fatal for the astronauts. So they had like the best seamstresses in the world who happened to work for Playtex making bras. So they were there. So you had all these people who you don't often think
The
about
best
them.
of their fields coming together for the,
The
common
best
good.
of their
So
fields.
crazy.
How
Ordinary
did they
people.
sell the dream on this? It's so interesting.
You know, and it's that was one of the things. It's like it was. I think at that point people were craving aspiration. It was after the wars. People were looking for something positive. You know, we talked about this about how the start of Memorial Day came after the Confederate War, right?
Right.
People were going through the grief of the Confederate War and the angst, and we were finally through that. And they wanted to honor people, and so they were looking for hope. So that's how Memorial Day started. And I think similarly after World War II, people wanted something positive and something kind of that could unite. Curiosity. There was so much curiosity about space, and it was like this unknown frontier, right? So you had the best minds from around the country working together to this, and there are some stories that we know, like the astronauts. There are some stories that are lesser known, and I kind of wanted to share some of those because I think it's really fantastic the role that some of these other individuals played. So I'm sure we've all seen the movie Hidden Figures, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Katherine
Oh my
Johnson
God.
and several other women were part of what at that time was called the West Computer Division. And we think of computers now as these things, the things that Mel breaks.
Oh, they were huge. Yes, yes, they do.
But computers were actually people.
Yeah.
So a computer was like a job, like a driver, an engineer. Those were job titles. A computer was actually a job title for a person. And they hired these individuals to be computers to calculate all the data that all these machines and instruments were sending back from places like our Kennedy Space Center. They would send back during all these testings, all these numbers, and they needed people to compute those numbers. And they would sit there and they would knock out all these numbers. And Catherine started working there in the 50s. She was in her late 40s. She was a mom of 3. She was a phenomenal mathematician. From the time she was a child, she was counting things. She would count stairs. She would count pages. She would count things on trees. She knew how many steps from her house to her school.
Where was she when I was in math class? I need to cheat off her.
And so she actually became a teacher at one point too. So she graduated from high school at age 14.
Oh my God, shut up.
She entered high school at age 10. Her parents saw how brilliant she was that they moved to a place where she could actually attend high school, because back then states were segregated. Where they lived in Virginia, they didn't have a school that would allow that would teach Black children after the age of 8th grade. So there was no high school for Black children. So in order for her to attend high school, her parents moved 120 miles away to another part of Virginia that had a school for Black children, so she could actually go to high school. She entered high school at age 10, graduated at 14,
crazy.
graduated college at 18.
Oh my God,
with a
she's like
degree in
Sheldon.
mathematics and French. Like, just
Wow.
phenomenally brilliant. But back then, there were very few jobs for women mathematicians and Black women mathematicians.
Right.
So she became a teacher. She was a teacher for years. And then we began entering into the space race. And one of her family friends had seen a job listing that they were hiring mathematicians and people who could do computations for these programs. So this was in the 50s, before we went to the moon. We are still looking at aeronautics and trying to figure out how to improve air flight. And so they tapped her and said, hey, I saw this job, and she applied and she got the job. Now, granted, it was segregated because where she was working in Langley, Virginia, it was still segregated there, but she at least was able to work because they knew that they needed more minds to compute all these numbers. And so she went there and she was working there. She became so well known at her job that when John Glenn went to space, and this was on the Friendship 7, I believe, he would not fly. Even though the computers, the actual mechanical computers, had computed a trajectory, he would not fly until she validated that everything was accurate, because
Yes, what I'm
everyone
talking
had
about.
seen how smart she was, that they trusted her more than the mechanical computers.
Right.
Some things, I'm going to tell you, there's
There she
a lot
goes.
of things that computers and things can do, but you cannot replace people.
You cannot replace people.
There
No.
are some people that are so smart. Do you have in there AI?
I do.
Yeah,
It's let me
We
s-
have data centers.
We have AI data centers is number 5. Yes. Do you
Yes.
need AI as a separate clause?
Yeah, it needs to be its own.
Okay, separate
But so
clause.
she was there, and so she was the person who helped calculate the trajectories for Apollo 11. And the trajectories being, if you think about it, you have a rocket going into space, then you have the lunar module, and then you have the command center, and there's all these different moving objects, and they have to all come together at one point. So it's a very complex math equation,
Yeah.
and you're calculating it in
Yeah, I'm not
relation to
doing
the
that.
moon and Earth. Like, what? It's wild, right? But she was able to do it. So it's her formulas and her math that were able to calculate all the trajectories about what we needed to do to get on the moon. And she told them, tell me what day you need to get there, and I will tell you, I'll work backwards. So one of the concepts she brought was working backwards. Like, tell me where we need to be on what day, and I will work backwards and tell you then when we need to launch.
You know what's funny? When I write scripts, I write them backwards.
Yeah.
See, and she popularized that way of thinking, because
That's
people
how they
back
do.
then didn't really
When I read
necessarily have
magazines,
that.
I read them backwards.
That's
I
how
start
they-
from the back cover and I go to the front.
And with
Wow.
choreography, they work backwards.
Yeah.
When they do routines, they start in the stunts and then work X,
Interesting,
Y,
yeah.
and Z, and then
Yeah.
they go back and work
It
the
just
beginning.
makes sense to me as creating this piece and the puzzle, and it just works if you go backwards.
Yeah,
The show will flow better.
In that day and age, it was like unheard of, especially in terms of programming. And similarly, there was another woman who I just thought was really fascinating. Her name was Margaret Hamilton. So she was a young mother as well. Her husband was at Harvard Law School. And at that point in time, she was a brilliant programmer, self-taught, because back then, computer programming and software engineering did not exist. The term software engineer was actually coined by her.
Oh.
And people would laugh at it. They thought she was being like overly boastful about the job that she was doing. So she was the wife of a Harvard law student. And back then, if you were a wife of a Harvard law student, you didn't work. Your job was to tend to your husband. And she said, absolutely not.
Yes.
And her husband said, absolutely not. You need to like go
Yeah.
fulfill your passion, go find something. And so she was hired on as a computer programmer, software engineer back in like, she was in her early 30s. Now, keep in mind also, this was like very few women in this field. And so she still had to play the part of mom. And she would take her daughter with her as she was going and building out the software for the various shuttles. Now, this is a funny
That's
story.
wild.
So she would have to, you know, she didn't have a sitter and, you know, she's a mom.
Right.
And
Right.
so
You
can't put 'em in a crate.
Right. So she would take her daughter with her when she'd be working at the office on the nights and the weekends. And during one of those evenings, her daughter was with her and was playing on the flight simulators.
Oh, jeez.
And she hit some buttons
Oh,
and
Melanie.
the simulator crashed.
Melanie.
That's me.
It
When
is
I freak
totally
out, I
you.
just start pushing buttons.
Oh,
But
my
what was
gosh.
so fantastic about this, like we think about this to this day, it was a mother's sense that said, hey, we need to do something because of that incident with her daughter Lauren, she told NASA, we need to build fail safes into the
Look how
programming.
easy it crashes.
Because look at how easy it crashes. And they were like, no, we don't need to do that because astronauts are highly trained individuals. They're not small children.
You
And she
freak
said-
out, you panic, you start hitting buttons.
She said when people
shit's
are
gonna
under
crash.
stress, something could happen. So even though they told her not to,
She did it.
she built it in. She had it all ready, and good thing she did because Apollo 8 mission, that very same thing happened. Apollo 8 happens, one of the pilots is up there, one of the astronauts hits the wrong buttons and starts the sequence, the takeoff sequence, which would have thrown everything out of order because back then computer programming was very linear. So it was, you know, everything was in order. Everything had to happen in this order. And if you hit a button out of order, it just messed everything up. And she saw that and said, okay, no. So she, when that happened in real time, she was able to fix it because what she had built in was she taught the computers that if something happens like that and the wrong order goes
Yeah.
Stop
haywire,
it and restart.
what it does is it would eliminate doing all the extra functions that weren't critical, and it would focus on what's the critical thing we need to do right now.
Did she
and it would
turn to
override
the
it.
people and say, boom, told you so?
So
it
after
sounds
that,
like early AI. I mean, if I have to, it's
Sort of.
it's programming and coding.
She taught computers to do the things that were critical and priority first. So she taught computers how to prioritize. It's called asynchronous programming, and
Interesting.
That term, if you look up asynchronous programming, it's credited to Margaret
Oh my
Hamilton.
God.
The term software engineer is credited to her because back then people who were considered software, like developers and writers, were not considered engineers. They only thought engineers as the people who made like hard goods.
Yeah, yeah,
and so
yeah.
they thought like, no, this is software. It's so easy. Like this is not a big thing.
Yeah,
so she
Psycho
really
Bear.
is considered like the predecessor for all of this. She created these terms. She was in her early 30s.
That's insane.
She was in her early 30s, and she
Wow.
had such an impact on.
And she
not
brought her
just-
kid to work with
she
her.
brought her kid to work with her, and because of that,
Because of her
we
kid.
have pilots. We have astronauts who were able to fly to the moon and return safely
Look.
because of her.
This
Because-
does not give you free passage to hit any buttons because of this
No,
small
but
child.
because her kid was
I want to
that-
be clear.
because her kid was being bad behaved.
She was
we have
being
this
fine.
fail-safe.
Oh my
Well,
god.
she wasn't being mad. She was just because she was allowed to play in the simulator.
Curious,
She was
yeah.
curious. She was curious. But you know, and it did happen. So they said actually right before Apollo 11 landed on the moon, that very thing happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, one of the astronauts unfortunately hit a wrong button, and they were like, "Oh my gosh, what are we gonna do?" And the computer knew what to do. It still got them there safely. It still landed safely.
She
All
was
thanks
right.
to Margaret Hamilton, and you don't hear about these women very often.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you know, Katherine Johnson has since passed. She passed in 2020 at the age of 101.
God
Shut
bless
up.
America.
Margaret Hamilton is still alive. She's
How old is she?
89 years old.
Where does she live?
I forget, but she's still alive, and she's still like spry and has energy. She's still
How do we get
so
her on the show?
smart. She's so phenomenal. Like you can watch interviews about her. She's still giving interviews. She is a brilliant woman, and I love that she like bucked convention. She saw like that she could do something, and she did things that were never done before.
I love
like,
this.
Both these women were doing things that were never done before, and it was because of their extraordinary work that we had this extraordinary historic event. But we don't often hear their stories. And so like when I hear things like this, it often reminds me like we each have our own moonshot, right? We have that thing that maybe we've wanted to do forever. Maybe it was a business we wanted to start. Maybe it was an artistic or creative endeavor we wanted to begin. Maybe it was a health or fitness journey that we wanted to begin, but we haven't done it yet because we don't know all the steps. but that's okay because like they were proof that you didn't need to know all the steps. You just needed to take a step and to do something and to like take forward progress, because both these women carved their own path. There was no path laid out for them. There was no path laid out for us to get to the moon.
Right.
No one had done it before.
Right.
How do we do it? We don't know.
They
But
took
we're going to
initiative.
figure it out
Yeah.
together. And it's like proof that sometimes even the wildest dreams, the wildest fantasies, the wildest, biggest moonshots can come to fruition if you believe it, you take the steps. You don't have to have the answers, but you also get the right people involved with it. You get the right people around you. Like when NASA did this, when Kennedy put forth that challenge, it wasn't just one organization who was said, okay, we're going to figure this out ourselves. They put the call out to everybody.
Right.
20,000 companies, 400,000 people helped make this a reality.
I
Wow.
love teamwork, man.
That's
I'm telling you.
powerful.
Isn't that powerful?
Absolutely.
So like, you know, Sonny's, we talk a lot about like finding your things. Like this weekend, as we celebrate the lunar landing, which is on the 20th, on Monday, think about in your own life, like what is your moonshot? What is that thing that maybe you haven't even voiced yet? Put it out there, because like President Kennedy was doing early days manifesting, right? He put it out there. He said, we're going to do this. And by putting it out to the universe, everyone started to fall in line and go say, like all the resources started appearing for what he needed, you know, what needed to happen.
And I have to tell you guys, because Ixiim doesn't like to brag on herself. Ixiim, because of her hard work in her industry, she got a big nomination.
This is really cool. Yeah.
And I'll tell you it's so powerful because you are such a kind-hearted, smart, amazing individual. You embrace everyone around you.
Yeah.
And in your field, you're a shark, man. And I think you need to tell everybody what this nomination is, because it's freaking huge.
It's amazing, Ixiim.
And
yeah.
it plays perfect into what you're talking about these amazing women that help guide. I think you need to tell everybody what your nomination
Okay.
is.
Yeah, I have a little uncomfortable moment, but yeah.
No,
sure.
I mean,
It's so good, Ixiim.
2026 Monaco 40 over 40. You're an honoree. This is absolutely incredible, Sonnies. Yeah, this how did this come about?
So I was nominated and selected by the country of Monaco,
Amazing.
which is really pretty wild. So I get to go to Monaco at some point this year. They look for people around the world who are leaders in their industry, but also leaders in their community and who are doing good. And so someone nominated me, and they have this whole interview. They talk you through, like they want to understand you, and then they have a committee that goes through it. And they selected me as one of these 40 over 40 honorees. And like I'm most geeked about it because like Rick Steves. So if you're a traveler, like Rick Steves was an honoree 2-3 years ago, and I was like, I'm in the same category as Rick Steves. So yeah, they're looking for people who are not just leaders in the industry, but leaders who are doing good things in the world. So it has to be the combination of philanthropy and good work in your industry.
I love it.
And so yeah, I was selected, and so I get to go to Monaco at some point to
I mean,
receive my recognition.
hello, Monaco.
You guys, I'm just saying,
I
like,
know.
I tell David he doesn't give himself enough credit. Ixiim does not give himself enough. Jess, you don't give yourself enough credit.
Maybe we do. You just don't. Your credit meter is off.
No, I don't think you guys do. But I just think it's important that everybody, and it plays perfect with what you're saying.
Yeah.
And I know you're not going to be like, hey guys, look what I got. But I
It's
think
beautiful, though.
this
Yeah.
is huge, Ixiim, because you do so much for this community.
Yeah.
Oh, thank
Especially the
you.
women and young girls in the community.
Especially Inspo with Ixiim. We learn
Yes.
every single Friday.
So
Thank you.
congratulations, my friend. Very
Thank
well
you,
earned and
Booze.
deserved.
Thank you. So, Sonnies, I guess we're going to leave you with a little bit of inspiration. Define your moonshot. Share it with the world. Share what, like Davey. Sonny was a moonshot, and he
Yeah.
put it out there. And look at all of us are lining up to be the resources, to be this community, to be part of this. You know, it's taking that big idea and just take one moment to believe in yourself. And for those of you who live here in Florida, I think there's a real tangible way we can experience this too. Like if you can make it down to Kennedy Space Center and to see those shuttles, these
Yeah.
are massive things, you will feel the enormity of what that dream was. But even if you can't make it down to Kennedy Space Center, you can go out to the beach. You can watch a launch. We have a launch on Tuesday, the 21st at 5:45. So if you're in the area, you can go out there and just watch this amazing, like think about all the people that it has taken to make this happen, to make traveling to space a reality, and then think about how you can apply that to your own life. So what is your moonshot, Sonnies? What are you going to reach for? Stay curious, stay bold, and stay shooting for the moon.
I love it. And two people that actually had our moonshot in Bird's Eye View, which is Maritime Creative and Flashes and Brilliance. Maritime Vibe Check!
fresh version.
When the lights come on and the magic begins,
There's a crew behind the scenes that always wins.
maritime creative. They set the stage.
From sound to lights to video waves.
Big show, small space, doesn't matter a bit.
They show up, they glow up, they make it all lit.
No panic, no chaos, just smooth, clean flow.
They take a wild idea and make it glow.
Need a vibe, they build it.
Have a dream, they get it.
From spark to spotlight, they never forget it.
I trust them, I love them, they come on through.
Maritime creative, that's the real stuff, boo.
So if you want your moment to rise and shine,
Call the crew that always gets it right every time. It's maritime. Got gold? Got silver? Got a drawer full of what even is this? Then it's time to cash in with Flashes and Brilliance, Northeast Florida's most trusted gold buyers. They're not just buying gold, they're buying silver, rare coins, fine watches, estate jewelry, and all the sparkle you forgot you had. Don't just sit on your treasure. Turn it into cash today. Call John and Steph, the pros who make it easy. 904-540-7617. It's fast, it's friendly, it's Flashes and Brilliance, because your buried treasure belongs in your bank account. All right, Sonnies, we just talked about some space travel and travel in general, but I want to, some people become heroes in a single unforgettable moment, and a rare few spend the rest of their lives quietly showing us what real courage looks like. Long after the cameras are absolutely gone. 17 years ago, you guys remember, Captain Chesley Sully Sullenberger became a household name when both engines of his passenger jet went out over the New York City, and he calmly, brilliantly guided the plane down onto the Hudson River. Remember that? Saving 155 souls on board. The world called it the miracle on the Hudson, watching it grace under the kind of pressure most of us can't even imagine. Well, this week, Sonnies, Sully shared a very difficult kind of announcement. The 75-year-old aviation legend has revealed that he's been diagnosed with early-stage Alzheimer's disease. It's tender news, it's hard news, but in true Sully fashion, he's meeting it head-on with the same honesty and steady calm that made the whole world trust him as in that cockpit. He didn't have to tell anybody, but he chose to, because he wanted other families facing this to know that they are not alone. Some people lead in the moment of crisis. Other people keep on leading long after the emergency is even over. Captain Sully is now done both.
yes, and he's in the very early stages. And he describes it with the kind of plain-spoken honesty that just gets you right in the heart.
Absolutely, yeah.
In his own words, for now, this means a name may not come to me easily. I may forget a story I have recently told, or I don't sleep as well. But
No big deal.
But I'm in the beginning of this long journey. He said he's going public precisely because Alzheimer's touches millions of families.
Yeah.
It does.
My Nona.
Yeah.
And talking about it openly helps chip away at the fear and the stigma. He's working with specialists at UCSF Medical Center in San Francisco.
Yay.
And he shared this hope by stepping forward, other families living in the shadows with this disease will feel like they can do it too. They can take that step forward.
I feel like there's like a quiet kind of bravery in this. You know,
Yeah.
Alzheimer's affects a lot more people than we think. And I
Yeah.
think one of the biggest challenges is for people feeling alone and like no one else understands them. So him coming forward, this may not be the big like news story on like, they might not talk about his courageousness in this, but I think it is very courageous
Yeah.
because we're talking about an uncomfortable health situation
Absolutely.
that impacts so many people.
Yeah.
So,
And the more
yeah.
you talk about it, the more of that stigma of fear goes away.
Yeah.
Because it becomes something that we can talk
Yeah.
about. I mean, music therapy is an amazing, amazing therapy that I believe in that really can open up the mind.
Well, and things like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, these are all big, heavy, scary
right.
diseases that take away
ALS.
the person.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
starting
ALS.
starting into
I know.
ALS season too. Yeah.
And these people know they're not going to get better. So the
Yeah.
fact that somebody like Sully is stepping into the limelight and saying limelight, see what I did there?
Ta-da.
And he's making it, hey guys, I'm going through this. Like, I'm here with you.
You know who else?
Take that step.
Christina Applegate.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
She's a mess.
the
Absolutely,
yeah. The way
right?
She's talked about MS. I
Selma
learned
Blair.
so much. Yep. Absolutely.
Amazing. So there's people out there that are talking about it and putting a beautiful
Absolutely.
spotlight on it. And I know that it's a heavy topic, but a topic nonetheless that can really kind of inspire some families out there. I think it's amazing.
it's huge.
Let's take a quick break with Old Town Trolley and the St. Augustine Attractions Association. I love that commercial. So pretty. Sit back and relax and take it easy, baby, and let it go as Old Town Trolley's licensed and talented tour conductors share over 500 years of St. Augustine history. Guests will enjoy the city's European flavor, brick-lined streets, and sites such as the Castillo de San Marcos, the Fountain of Youth, and Henry Flagler's former Ponce de Leon Hotel. This 90-minute tour features 22 stops and covers more than 100 points of interest. Guests can use their ticket all day for on and off reboarding. You got to check out hometownpass.com. St. Augustine isn't just a destination, it's an experience. From historic streets to the unforgettable adventures, the city is full of moments waiting to happen. But here's the move. Don't just guess your way through it. Go where the Sunnies find the most trusted attractions. The St. Augustine Attractions Association. Dozens of the best experiences all in one place. From history to hidden gems and everything in between. Plan smarter, explore deeper, experience more. Go to staugustineflattractions.com because here you don't just visit St. Augustine, you live it. We are mama way. We are mama way. We my way. We my way. We my way. We my way. In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. Ho ho ho.
Take it away, David.
I love it.
Oh my God, we're talking about The Lion Sleeps Tonight by the
gosh.
Tokens from 1961.
Great song. I love that
Such
song.
good song.
Oh no, where did it go?
Oh, God, she touched the button. We need Margaret Hamilton.
Okay, so here we go. Sonny's, this one is the most incredible and the most heartbreaking backstories in music. The melody came from a South African singer named Solomon Linda, who recorded it, the original, way back in 1939 for about a single session's pay.
Oh.
The little tune that traveled the world got reworked into a massive American #1 hit and eventually earned millions. Yet, Linda died in poverty.
Oh, man.
Decades later, after his story came to light, his family won a settlement for his rights.
That's awesome.
That's-
I'm glad
okay,
that
yeah.
So
happened.
every time you hum that melody, you're strumming, humming, drumming it down. That song traveled from Johannesburg to a studio all the way to your radio and the family. When every time it's played in a
Oh,
commercial,
thank
gets
God
the
there's like
royalties.
something
I am
positive.
so
I know, I'd
glad.
be
Yeah,
so
I was a
sad
little
otherwise.
worried there. I was like, what happened there?
Ready?
Someday somebody's gonna make you wanna turn around and say goodbye. Say goodbye. Till then, baby, are you gonna let him hold you down and make you cry? Don't you know? Don't you know? Things will change. Come on,
Things
things
can
go
go
your way if you hold on.
Yes, David.
For one more day, yeah. If you hold on.
Guys, we need to release
Oh
an
my
album. We're
gosh,
big in
so
Germany.
good.
Thank you.
Huge like the Hoff.
Wilson
Yes.
Phillips was
So, Wilson Phillips is basically
That
rock
video.
royalty blood. The trio is made up of Carney and Wendy
I'm
Wilson.
Carney.
Daughters of Brian
I'm
Wilson of the
big.
Beach Boys and China Phillips. Daughter of John and Michelle Phillips of the Mamas and the
They
Papas.
really rocked the power vest.
They really did. Yes.
So hold on, shot to #1. It became one of the greatest pep talks of all time. And Wilson Phillips, please tell me, how do I proceed now?
Yeah, right.
Next up.
What a
The
feeling.
Beings
What's
believing.
We got
Oh
it.
my God, we got it.
I can't have it all now. I'm dancing for my life.
Take your passion
And make it happen.
Oh my God.
Pictures come alive.
Man, it's a hard
when
key
you
to sing in
dance
this early in the
right
morning.
through my life.
Let me tell you,
in the high
hard
notes.
key to see when you're sick. Oh my God. That
So-
movie, that was so good.
It was so good.
That's
Everybody
so
wanted
good.
a shoulder exposed.
Shoulder.
Guys,
Yeah.
Irene Carrera didn't sing it. She co-wrote the lyrics, reportedly scribbling ideas on her car on the way to the recording session. It won, I'm a little lightheaded now. It won Academy Award for the Best Original Song and Grammy, making Irene one of the most rare artists to perform both and helped write an Oscar-winning
Nice.
smash. The anthem of Chasing Your Dreams, Take Your Passion to Make It Happen, and Irene, oh, she made it happen.
Yep.
So, 3 unstoppable anthems about resilience and dreaming big, and one that traveled the whole world, and one about holding on through the hard days, and one about grabbing your passion and going for it.
I like it.
Doing
It's a
it.
very positive song.
See, back
Oh,
to our
you know
moonshots.
what? We're
Back to
gonna-
moonshots.
Yes.
All right, let's get into sunshine shenanigans.
Jesus.
We got dumb boys on the table today.
I love
no.
dumb
The
boys.
math didn't math here. All right, Sonnies, gather around.
Oh, I hate it.
Because
Put that in the book.
She doesn't like
Gathering
gather.
around.
Sunshine Shenanigans is a short story about a crime, of a punishment, and a young man who forgot the single most important number a person can know. His own age. All right, this one comes straight from an officer, so you
Straight
know
outta
it's
Compton.
true. It starts with a beer run. That's a fancy term for shoplifting called in from the local CVS. Two suspects in and out, gone. The officer rolls up, scans the area, and spots two young fellas matching the description to a and he detains them. What does he find? A couple of Coronas and, Sonny, some of your off-brand whiskey, some kind of strange bottle. Not even the good stuff. If you're going to risk your freedom, at least steal the top shelf, gentlemen. I mean,
Fireball.
come on, right? Yeah,
These guys.
something. Yeah. CVS confirms
them.
it was them. Yup, those are our guys. That's our booze. We'd like to press charges open and shut. Now, in this state, that means a trip to the station, fingerprints, booking, citation, and a
my.
court date, and a couple of months out. Standard stuff. So on the drive over, the officer, being a decent human
Oh my
being,
God.
makes a little conversation. He asks, fellas, why did you steal the alcohol in the first place? And one of them gives what sounds like a reasonable answer. He says, well, sir, we're only 20 years old. We're not old enough to buy it, so we figured we'd just take it. And the officer nods, Sonnies, because sure, dumb choice, but young people make dumb choices. It makes
Yeah.
sense, though. They get to the jail and the booking. The officer starts filing out the citation, and the form needs two things, the birthday and the age. So he takes the birthday right off the young man's own driver's license and does the math. 21. The kid is 21, Sonnies. The officer blinks, does it again, still 21. In fact, he turned 21 the month before. The young man was, at the moment he stole the whiskey, fully, legally, gloriously old enough to walk into that CVS and buy the whiskey.
Guys, listen, I suck
Oh my
at math.
gosh.
I'm not that dumb.
So the officer walks back into the jail to clear this up. He goes, hey, let's just verify your birthday. The kid gives it, the same one on the license. The officer does the math out loud this time, nice and slow, so everyone can follow along. And he goes, that makes 21. And then the young man looks him dead in the eyes and says, no, sir, I'm 20. The officer, patient as a saint, tries again. You turned 21 last month, buddy. And the Sonnies, this man sitting in jail, fingerprinted and being cited for a crime that he did not need to commit, doubles down and said, no, I turned 20. Oh my God, the math is just not mathing with this young man.
Does not need to be drinking, though, clearly.
This
But
is what
yes.
happens when you have too much high fructose corn syrup in your diet.
Guys, I cannot, and I'm bad at math.
Good
Oh my gosh,
gracious.
That's hilarious.
All right, Mad Mel's movie meltdown.
One of my least favorite, another one of my least
Here
favorite.
comes the Men in Black.
Shut your mouth. We're talking about Men in Black.
Yeah.
Is it Will Smith in there?
Yes,
He should
Will
be.
Smith is on your
Capital
list.
letters for his name with the middle finger drawn next to it.
I can do
So
that.
people love this movie. People quote it. Blah, 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 blah. Leave Tommy. Well, I don't know. Tommy Lee Jones. You should have known better than to act with him, but that's up to you.
Right.
So 1997, alien sunglasses and a plot held together entirely by one man's smirk. Let's be honest. Will Smith isn't acting in this movie. He's just being Will Smith in a suit, doing the eyebrow, the whole performance. And oh, hell no. That's not a character, guys.
No, yeah, he
So,
thought he was hot shit.
Here
yeah.
is the plot. The movie you all love. Let's not forget. A giant cockroach wears a man like a hoodie and wants a tiny galaxy that's hidden
Yeah.
on a cat's collar. One cat. The fate of the entire Earth is dangling off a house pet who could care less that if they would have just gotten frontline, the cat would have not had any.
But it's like
bugs.
ironical. It's like Hollywood, ironic writing. No.
I don't know that I've actually ever seen the full movie.
Oh, apparently you need to skip it. So
Yeah, because it didn't intrigue
Ixiim.
me, so I just.
Ixiim, you don't need to
I've
see
seen
it.
clips.
It's
but
not-
I don't,
not
I
worth your
can't-
time.
Yeah,
But here's
no.
my final verdict, though. I give it negative 90,000 stars.
Oh my
And
gosh.
one of the only reason they got like even a half a star is because the pug, the little dog in the video.
He was a
Oh,
cutie
he
pie.
was the-
Yeah.
Dogs.
and if
We
I
love
see-
dogs. That's
if
it.
I see any of you still dance to that song, you are so fired. Done.
Hey, Will Smith, don't worry. I got her. Look into this.
Jerk.
Oh my gosh. All right, Sonnies, before we go, I want you to look up tonight, okay? Obviously not right now because it's daylight outside for at least most of you. But look up tonight. I want you to look up at the stars. Here's something that stops me cold every single time I think about it. When you look up at a star, you're not just seeing a star as of right now. You're seeing light that left it years ago, decades, sometimes thousands of years ago. Some of those stars you're wishing on tonight may not even exist anymore, but their light is still traveling, still crossing the dark, still reaching to a person in St. Augustine on a warm July 9th. Their light outlived them, Sonnies. Now sit with that for a second, because that is exactly what a good life does. Every kind word you say, every person you help, every time you show up for somebody, forgive somebody, believe in somebody, the light leaves you and keeps traveling long after the moment is over, long after you've forgotten you did it. Somewhere out there right now is a person still living in the glow of something kind you did years ago and never thought about it again. Your light is still reaching them. That's the thing they don't tell you, Sonnies. You don't have to be a star for the whole world to see. You just have to shine where you are, honestly and warmly, and trust the light that goes up where it needs to go, even to places and people that you'll never see. The stars figured this out a long time ago. They don't shine to be admired, they just shine. The whole universe is a little less dark because of it. So be a star today, Sonnies. Send your light out into somebody's night. You may never see where it lands, but I promise you it will land. It always lands. Look up tonight and then go be the reason why somebody else does.
Somewhere out there beneath the pale moonlight.
Oh, I loved Five-O.
Share the show now.
Share the show.
Share
The
the
Sunshine
show.
Brigade will be back at 3 o'clock today.
Yes.
We've got an Addie's Reddit rundown report, and
my
we've got
God.
a disastrous wedding to talk about.
Oh, my.
We love you guys. Hit that share button and have a beautiful weekend
Yes.
if we don't see you soon. Bye,
Bye,
guys.
guys.